edition of Citizens Dialogue, where top stories making headlines in the society will be discussed. Now we bring you the headlines. Atiku slams EFCC election, once again undermining the vote. In another development, Obidient movement responds to alleged plan to arrest Peter Obi. In another major story, Tinubu has won 2027 election. To help us break down these headlines is a political resource person, Kings Ojalo, and I am Kasi Tony. We'll go on a short break now. When we return, we'll dive straight. Stay with us. It's a pleasure having you on set, Kings.
Thank you, Cassie. It's my pleasure.
Happy New Week.
I wish you the same, and it's my pleasure being here again.
How was your weekend?
Fine, and also the election and the council election matters has really made me calm. You understand?
It made you calm?
Honestly, the observation is...
I am
so
weak.
Much.
All right, thank you. You know, just like you said, the election over the weekend, Atiku has come out to say a whole lot of things. He said that he raised concern to that effect that the decline of preparatory governance can inflict long life damage on democracy. So this Atiku statement all boils down to everything that happened during the election. You know, he said that Nigeria democracy is suffocating.
Of course,
it's slowly becoming dangerous.
Of course, it is. Looking at the exercise that happened, is a clear. We could recall where the president passed into law of a manual voting of electoral reform and thereabout. What else? I think it's a plan, plan arrangement on how next year, 2027, will favor some high stakeholders in our political affair. Now, looking at Atiku's record, sometimes when we analyze some statement of high-profile persons, let's also check, when you are trying to mandate something, when you are trying to speak or criticize a particular administration, and you are building the political affair of Nigeria, please try to check your own record. Try to check your own legacy. Atiku has, coming out in this form in his own time. Ask Atiku, did he make a clear foundation? These were the people in their own administration. Democracy was sabotaged. A lot of records, allegations, and investigations was raised against the former vice president, which is Atiku, and he's coming out. I'm not saying that his own statement.
It's very easy for you to cast a stone at another person
exactly.
and forgetting your own.
You understand? From what he's saying, it's true. He's referring to this millennium, this new generation. But looking at his own record, Atiku has had so many allegations against him, where he was investigated U.S. Senate money laundering report in 2010. Where there was a subcommittee of his investigation report against him, alleged that between 2000 and 2008, of him and his wife, Jennifer Douglas, transferred over $40 million suspense fund into the United States. That it was against that it was in form of a bribing and other by the German company Siemens. You understand? Again, we also have the other one that was raised against this special purpose vehicle, that is the SVP. You understand? Where there was him and Mike Achimogo released a record of alleged that Atiku used VP to divert public funds during his old tenure as vice president.
So
is it NITEL?
What was the outcome of this? All these things that you're mentioning now.
Of course,
what was the outcome?
It was all denied. But there were clear record of all these things raised against him. You understand? Is it the Alibatom scandal that was raised against him? Where are all these records now? He denied all of them, and they are being kept behind. Why? Because he was the vice president. You understand? And he is coming out now to challenge this current administration. When in your own tenure, proper foundations were not. If in his own tenure, in the time of a Obasanjo administration, when he came into power as a president, as a civilian president, with him at Atiku being the vice as at then, if they had, constructed, democracy the way it ought to be, the way it will favor this generation, Nigerians will be going through all this nonsense happening. Yes, we know Nigerians did not suffer insurgencies as then. We know, yes, there was no inflation of things and thereabout. But looking at in terms of vote buying, electoral reforms that is happening in Nigeria, what do we have to show for? So in his own statement, please try and look at your own legacy. Was your foundation in your own administration, was it properly leveled for this present generation to work on smoothly? That is the question people should be asking Atiku. You understand? He has stated the fact concerning this era. Yes, what is happening, that democracy has been hijacked and thereabout. But how was democracy in its own?
We all know that our government has failed us, but is it true? Is democracy really suffocating?
Of course, it is. It is. How can a by-election or a council election can't favor those who voluntarily or who sacrifice their own time to say, okay, I want to vote for a prominent person of our own choice. Instead, they are seeing another individual, or because there's one mandated person who has the power to, and the influence to position one or two people there. Instead, there should be no more election. They should just be doing appointment instead, if that is what they want.
All right, thank you so much, Ojalo. Moving away from that to Obidient movement response to alleged plan to arrest Peter Obi. The national coordinator of the Obidient movement worldwide, as Tango, has come out to dismiss this rumor that Peter Obi is the next person to be arrested by the agency. He said that according to Peter Obi's record as a former governor of Anambra State, that he doesn't have any glitches, he doesn't have any bad record prior to this time, and the EFCC and the DSS has not as well come out to say, they are going to arrest Peter Obi. But this rumor is going on that Peter Obi will be arrested. Now, do you think that Peter Obi has enough clean evidence, or he has there's nothing hidden under the carpet, no secret, no nothing? Because looking at what is happening, it seems that the agencies are going about arresting all the opposition members.
Well, just as you have made it clear, that is the system Africans find themselves. Sorry to take you back, because if you look at the election that happened in Uganda, we could see about Bobby Wine and the Uganda president. You could see what happened. Bobby Wine has been trying to come out as a great delegate and great, enviable person, the whole of Uganda has. I'm not saying they were known that candidate, but this is someone Uganda choose, you understand? But what happened on the long run? The president, the cabinet president, had to arrest him, do all manner of things just to frustrate his mandate of becoming president. That is what is happening in Africa, not just only Nigeria. Now, in the coming to Nigeria, now the opposition, anyone who has ambition to become president has the free will to take it to any length to become president. Even Obi himself, he is doing everything possible to make sure he emerges winner. He has interest. You understand? He had interest in the political, in the presidential affair to become a president in Nigeria. Yes, he has the full interest, because if he doesn't have the interest, look at Goodluck Jonathan now.
So aside from this interest that he has, is there anything that is going to stop him?
That is where I'm heading to. Now, Obi in most cases has made it clear. If you look at the clinker record, the records he have in his past administration when he was the governor of Anambra, I listened to most of his podcasts, and he said so many things. He talked about the funds, the allocation he left, in the government pocket before he left seats. But some critics came about and said that he kept those funds in his own organization, his own bank, I think, and as a then Diamond Bank or thereabout. You understand? They also made it clear that that was another fraudulent act of him. He made mention of being the first person to inaugurate a government house, because before he came into power, there was nothing like a government house in Anambra. Before currently Soludo fully furnished it and renovated it to what they have today. He made mention of, he also talked about trying to empower people of 1 million to start, so many things.
And I could recall then, they usually gave money to first-class graduates.
Yes, first-class graduates and thereabout, market women, and so many, so many things. Now, when we talk about agencies like the EFCC, we all know currently, right now, the EFCC is in the pan of this present administration. So it's like an order. Initially, the EFCC duty is like a watchdog. No one should have authority, over the institution, because there are people watching over the affairs, political affairs, and also there are high agencies that should take over criminal crimes acts, even with government officials and also mere citizens, you understand. But fortunately, we can see that it's under control. So they are just like a dog being controlled to, you understand. When you have a dog normally, even a visitor can persuade your dog to be by his side because what of the bone the visitor throws to it. So I think that is the position of the EFCC. Looking at the current investigation going about el-rufai. Before this alleged accusation on el-rufai by the EFCC and also the DSCC, how come those things has been easy for long? Because he's no more in the side of the ruling party. So that is why we are talking about. This is someone they know for sure. He is like a great obstacle to them, to their plans, to the administration. So that is why, these rumors are coming out. And don't be surprised, Cassie, that truly EFCC will find a case to against Peter Obi to want to put him in custody. Even if they do, is there any great critics or opposition that the EFCC has not tackled? Is it Showri? Is it el-rufai? Is it Malami?
And the next person on their watch list now is the former Osun State Governor and River State Governor Amechi.
So what are we talking about? So who then is Amechi? Who then is Peter Obi? So once you are not with the why are they not going about those in the APC? Why are they not going about the camp political stakeholders? Why are they not going about those who have decamped to the APC? So it's a very clear thing. When you are not with the ruling party, when you are not with those who are in APC, know that you are due
your
to
sins will not be forgiven.
You are due to be investigated thoroughly. EFCC is ready to orchestrate, because from what I'm seeing, they are ready to orchestrate any accusation upon anyone who is not with the ruling party.
Right.
So definitely, this rumor might certainly become a reality. We are saying we are just looking at it as a rumor. Don't be surprised tomorrow. A great allegations will be dogged concerning Peter Obi. So there is nothing that is not impossible currently in Nigeria when you are not in the ruling side, or when you are not trying to submit and succumb to the mandate of the renewed hope, just as Wike is carrying all about. Let someone like Wike now drop this renewed hope agenda. Thank you. So what are we saying? So you must be with the...
in other words, Wike is with APC so that his sins will be forgiven.
Apart from he's working for his boss. At least he appointed him to become the FCT minister. Even before he became the FCT, he said it. He said, I am supporting Tinubu to secure my political ambition. He made it very clear.
So
I could still recall.
The EFCC will not come after him.
So Obi should not fully be, how would I put it? Relax. It should be just as he said they are ready for any institution that will come against them. So he should be ready, he should be prepared. He should take all his hidden files to tell them that, look, I have proof and I have whatever you are accusing me of. Look, I have what it takes to defend myself. That is what I'll urge Peter Obi this month.
Thank you so much, Ojalo. Thank you for that. When we started with the election that happened over the weekend, the council election. Judging by all the things that happened, the corruption, the arrival of ballot box, and even the miraculous, mysterious missing of the ballot box.
That is the country we find ourselves now.
And then buying and selling of votes. Even after INEC chairman has come out to say, don't sell your votes, no buying. People still have the effrontery or the guts to sell and buy votes at election units. And the FCT minister also stopped, he stopped movements that very Saturday.
Yes,
there was no movement, making it very difficult for people to come out to vote. Now, this guy, I don't doubt that Atiku statement that democracy is actually suffocating because a lawyer, an activist, that's Deji Adeyanju, has come out to predict. In fact, he's not even predicting. He has said that Tinubu has already won the election. 2027, judging by everything that happened over the weekend. If this thing can actually happen over the weekend just for council election, that means the general election
and by-election,
will be worse.
Okay, see, Tinubu has won the election already in 2020. I think that is still an understatement. We shouldn't just predict because of the scenarios happening currently. You understand? Deji has made his own points, and everyone is entitled to their own opinion. That is what I see in the case of Deji. Now, yes, we can stand the fact that APC has cleared so many seats in the FCT. Also, I think they've cleared everything now in the
even the
Rivers State.
Election,
they
took over.
In Kano too, Kano also had a by-election. You understand? You could look at the number of districts and areas they won in the council election. Abuja Municipality Area Council by Christopher Makilo, and also Abaji won by Umar. Biwari, yes, won by Joshua. We also have Gwagwalada, won by Kasim. We also have Kuje, won by Danjuma, and we also have Kwale, won by PDP was won. Gwagwalada was won by PDP. That is out of 5. PDP won only 1 council, to show you where we are heading to in this country. We have how many political parties in this country? The ADC, we could recall how Peter Obi has been going round up and down campaigning. Please, you want to tell me that those people in a place, because I could recall where he went to Kuje recently.
Even
if you could recall,
market.
Yes, he was there in Kuje to campaign, and you could see the mass crowd that came out. So tell me, how come Kuje had all of a sudden 17,269 votes out of how many people who participated, and most of them did it, and there was even a news that many of them didn't even come out. In Port Harcourt,
they didn't come out because
in Port Harcourt, please, did you come out to vote?
The president declared no movement. That's why they didn't come out.
No, when they declared no movement was in the early hours before it started, the next day before that election. That was when that curfew was declared, so that on the day of election, people will be fully ready. I don't know if you understand.
Okay.
Now, looking at Rivers State now, Ahoda is a constituency where it was won by Napoleon, 3,980 votes. How many people came out to vote? It was recorded that there was no multitude except maybe just a few officials who came out to just tip their finger and do the so-called by-election. In Kana constituency, the same thing, you understand, won by Rentia. How many? 7,647. How many people came out? Nobody. But how come these records are out on air? Recently, they stopped the electronic method of running an election because they've programmed for it to happen. So when Deji is coming out to say Tinubu has already won 2027, well, I think he has a point, because for what he's saying, if this could be so easy, if this could be so cheap like this, then definitely the general election is already orchestrated and already programmed for this same method to be highly implemented in that time. Initially,
you said everybody's entitled to their own opinion.
Of course.
That means basically you're now
no. Now let me land. I'm not agreeing to that. Definitely, we still have INEC has ruled out the timetable. I think the general election will be
20th of February.
February next year. So let us hope that 1 or 2 interference and intervention will definitely happen in Nigeria constitution in order to make sure that 2027 election is free. They might have won this little one now. Yes, we give it to them. Kudos to them. Yes, and for INEC, they should continue. You understand? No, they should continue. That is why we are praying. That is why, fine, the ruling party, this administration can't go out there to look for foreign intervention to interfere in a political affair in terms of election and that, because it knows what it's doing. That is why I'm calling on every other stakeholders, like the candidate of ADC, PDP, Turaki-led movement in the PDP, and every other political party, if they could join hands together and go and meet some foreign intervention, the UN and all of that, to intervene in Nigeria election. I think that is what Nigeria needs now. Because if not, definitely, because from what we are seeing now is that everybody are just feeling so reluctant that I beg you don't win, Tinubu don't win. Now he get them already, because he is already making full move, orchestrating things left, right and center in order to pave way for him in coming to himself. But let me tell you, it can be stopped. That way can be blocked. Yes.
So your final
it can be worked. My final thought is, let every other high stakeholders, people like Peter Obi, those of them who has been agitating, those of them who has been protesting Nigeria, they should stop crying. They should stop going to the street and sleep. They should find means to organize themselves, organize a coalition, organize a movement that will take this matter up.
Intervention will save.
Of course, they've intervened in so many countries like I could recall in Gabon. They've intervened in so many countries, except probably Cameroon. In South Africa, thereabout, they intervened and it worked. So I think we need foreign interference in our political system, in our electoral system, so that those who think Nigeria is in their palm will know that this country belongs to a country, or to people who are really serious on their mandate, because Nigeria does not belong to one man, it belongs to the entire people.
Thank you so much, King Sochalo.
Thank you,
Nigeria
Cassie.
does not belong to one man, it belongs to the entire people of Nigerian. We've come to the end of Citizens Dialogue. Many thanks for staying tuned, and it's a pleasure having you again.
Thank you, Cassie, for having me.
And to your amazing viewers, stay tuned, stay informed. Till I come your way again, is a bye for now.